So we have a series going here at Futurity First where we want to just feature our really top successful advisors in our organization. And you are top of mind, well thought of, well respected, and have had a great tenure with FFIG. And I know in the industry. So I just want to
Oh, thank you.
I want to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
And just, we can kind of take this conversation wherever it goes. But I do have a couple of questions to kind of guide us
Yeah.
through our call. So let's just start off with some of the basics. Tell me a little bit about you. Where are you from? Where do you live now? Any personal or family details you want to include? Tell us about you.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Georgia, born and raised. I live in Franklin, Tennessee area now. I played football at Middle Tennessee, so I got recruited up here to Tennessee and just kind of never left. Started in the industry in Chattanooga with Mutual of Omaha, and got married and moved up here and was working for Mutual of Omaha up here. And we have two great kids. Emilou's 6 and Elaine is 4, and I left Mutual of Omaha in 2020 and made the jump over Futurity. Yeah, it's the best move I've made, so that's what's going on now.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And it kind of leads me into my first question. So you made the move, you kind of came from the traditional career side and came over to FFIG. So is there anything that was really appealing about our platform, or what was it that kind of stuck out to you to say, you know what, this could be a good career move for me?
For me, it was two things. Yes, the platform and, the abilities to expand your business and own your business is a big factor. But I'm a big people person, and for me, it was the people that are running the organization that I trust them, and they're great to work with. And so for me, that was a big factor in making that move. You got to trust the people you're going to move with.
You do. And in recruiting world, we always say, which I think this is probably true on the client side as well, but people join people. People want to work with people that they know, like, and trust, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah. I would say similar for me, right? It's the relationships kind of make all the difference, right? And then we can go from there, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's hard to find people that you enjoy working with, that you trust in. Yeah. So and then in terms of your practice, so since you've been with FFIG, how has your practice morphed or evolved? I know you've had some record-breaking years with us.
Wow.
So and like I said, I know you're at the top of our pack. So anything specific that you want to speak to, in terms of things that you've been able to do for your clients or product lines or marketing, what stands out to you?
I'd say the biggest thing, coming from that captive world into this, it kind of removes the handcuffs. As I like to say, it gives you open architecture to have the ability to go out and find the tools and the solutions to meet your client's needs. So you're not limited on what you can do for your client. And the ability to do that has just really just skyrocketed my business from that standpoint, because I'm always able to find a solution. I'm not if a client has something, they heard about something they want to talk about, I can have that conversation. I'm no longer, it kind of removes those handcuffs, being able to say, well, we don't really have that, so I would say that is a big factor. And the platform, the ability to streamline your business and work with multiple carriers, and do that in a a digital way, getting away from, the old ways of
Yes.
a stack of 80 pages of paper that you got to go through and get signatures on. So that's big.
Yeah, because that's a real thing, and that was something that was also very attractive to me. Is the tech platform
Mhm.
is incredible, and every chance we get, we try to do technology demos and things where we can showcase our platform because it's just that good. And like you said, that streamlining and kind of the ability to kind of have everything under one roof is a beautiful thing. It's a
It
beautiful.
is.
And and then anything else, like did you have any maybe were you able to kind of take your marketing to the next level, or with the quoting tools, anything like that specifically that you really latched onto? I know we have and again, you can maybe speak to it from the lines of business that you write uh, most prominently as well, but anything specific related to solutions, or maybe working with some of our department heads. I know Kevin in the annuity space and others, but anything else that kind of comes to mind that
Oh
has
yeah.
a value add for you?
You mentioned Kevin there. It's great that whenever I'm looking at a client that might have a need for some sort of annuity, whether it's income generated or safety concerns, to be able to reach out to somebody like Kevin and say, hey, I know we have a million different products and companies, but I need to shrink that down to what's based on this, this, and this, and this that's going to meet this client's needs the best.
Yes.
And him to come back to give me those solutions without me having to go hunt for it. Because that's the whole idea as advisors, is we need to be with the clients
Yes.
and doing and working with them. And it helps so much to have that support on the back end to help streamline that. And then, from the quoting standpoint and that sort of thing with life insurance, whatever it may be, to be able to just plug in the information, click a button, and there's all the carriers that everybody knows, and you shop it from one deal. I tell clients, like, don't shop it. Let me do that for you.
Let
That's
me
what you
do
got
it.
me for. I'll
Yes.
give you a spreadsheet of however many companies you want.
Yeah, the transparency is a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
that is so cool and so powerful. As well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then having those resources to kind of help you.
Mhm.
That's I think that's a huge value add too. And then I guess we'll kind of wrap it up here, but anything that you would say, and this can be futurity specific, Clay, or it can just be industry specific. Is there any advice you give? Maybe you can take this at whatever angle you like, maybe to a new advisor to the business or a new advisor to FFIG. Any advice you'd give somebody? Because I mean, man, to sit in your shoes and have the success that you've had, I know you've got a nugget or two to share.
Yeah. As far as whether or not, if somebody's considering making the move over to futurity, the best advice was given to me when I was considering it, and it kind of hit home for me, was they said, Clay, if you stay where you are, you'll be fine. But if you make the move, you'll be more than fine.
Oh, I love that.
And it was and it's been so true ever since.
Mhm.
It's a scary thing to think about making a big change like that.
Because you were
And
established in your practice,
oh
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was very established,
Hmm.
and I was happy. And it was one of those things where, because it was during COVID, there were so many changes happening, to where it was like, okay, I've got to go find solutions here. And it just hit at the right time, but it was eye-opening for me. um but advice, as far as anybody looking to grow their business, like I said before, I'm a relationship guy. And find something and be involved in it. Marketing is great, doing the mailers, all those things, but find something that you can get involved in and enjoy being around that organization. You know, I work with a lot of realtors, and I
Okay.
serve on the board here in Williamson County for the Realtors Association,
Mhm.
and I have for 4 years now. And prior to that, I'm on multiple committees, and it's just allowed me to build those relationships
Yeah.
and grow my business naturally and organically through those processes of meeting people.
Hmm. Wow, that's a beautiful thing. I didn't know that you were heavily involved with the realtors. That's so
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
It's finding your niche. You know, I that is probably a very common thread that I hear
Hmm.
just across the board, right? It's just like finding that space, you know, where you
Yeah.
can fit in, and then and then thriving, and then you become that guy or that gal or whatever
Yeah.
in your
And
market.
it's a lot about being uncomfortable.
Mm, mm.
If you're comfortable, you're not going to grow. You got to get out of your comfort zone, and get out of that box and just talk to people. Because if you stay in the box, nobody new's coming into it willingly.
Man, that's good. That's
So,
good, Clay. You know what? I'm gonna stop right there because that's good. Because if you stay in your box, nobody's coming in. I love that. Oh,
yeah,
well, thank you so much for your time, Clay.
thank you.
We value you, and we're so thankful to have you a part of the FFIG team.
Oh, you and me both, feeling mutual.